Test. All good? All right. Buenos dias. Good morning. We're going to start off slightly different this morning. We're going to get started with some soul listening with a song that's been around for a little while called The Climb by Miley Cyrus. So I invite you to listen attentively to the lyrics.
All right. Woo. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
How are you? Hey. Welcome to UU Miami. Whether you are here in the sanctuary with us or joining us online, we are grateful that you are here with us today. I'm Christine Hughes-Pontier, serving as worship associate today with Ryan Pontier leading the service, our pianist Joseph Taeda, our RE director Jessica Lamb, hey, and Derek, our AV lead in the back. So you all know UU Miami is a part of the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, grounded in pluralism, humanism, and care for one another and for the earth. We do not gather around a single creed, but around shared values, justice, compassion, curiosity, and belonging. We affirm the sacred worth of every person, honor science, and commit ourselves to love made visible through action. We also acknowledge that we gather here on the traditional land of the Tequesta, the Seminole, and the Miccosukee peoples. Everyone is welcome here. Every background, belief, identity, and question. In this space, you'll hear many spiritual languages, nature, science, world traditions, and personal stories. All are part of this shared table. If you're new, we invite you to connect, explore, and belong. Look for our info on your order of service or speak to somebody wearing a yellow or orange lanyard. Today, we gather to seek truth in love and to practice compassion and justice even when the path bends. Whoever you are, whatever you seek, you have a place here. So welcome home. Before we continue, we turn to the life of our community. For us, our announcements are more than just reminders. They show us how we care, grow, and serve together. So as always, you have an open invitation to join us for a snack and time of connection after service. There are almost always vegetarian and vegan options. We are a nut-free campus too. And if you're ever inspired to bring something or to contribute on any Sunday, feel free to connect with Kat, who is back in the kitchen. There is a Board of Trustees meeting coming up. All members are welcome to attend. It's coming up Tuesday, March 17th at 6 p.m. We meet in the Emerson room, and there's also a Zoom link, so you can join however is best for you all. Members wishing to speak should email trustees@umiami.org at least 24 hours prior to the meeting to be added to the agenda. There's also a worship committee meeting coming up this week. So worship committee serves to support and strengthen our shared ministry at UU Miami during Sunday services. You can join us. It's Thursday, March 19th, 12 p.m., and we meet online to make it as easy for all of us. So you're welcome if you want to do any of this up here ever, if you want to read, if you want to be a worship associate or a support role, we welcome you in coming and having those conversations. And it's time for our annual pledge drive, which we will be speaking about a little bit later in the service, weaving our future. So this is running now through the end of April. We encourage you to think about how you are committing to this space now and well into the future. And I'm going to invite Derek up for an announcement.
You're right there.
All right.
Hello, everybody. I am Derek Mustelier, your media minister, and also a holder of a Master's of Divinity from Star King School for the Ministry. I don't know how many of you knew that. I am doing some, as a part of a sort of expanding my role here into the ministerial realm. I've been doing these midweek activation sessions as part of our season of Metamorphosis. We've been playing around with tarot a little bit and working with tarot. We've been doing some theater of the oppressed, some body movement exercises that have been really interesting. We were singing Tizay chants, which have been really well received, and a lot more stuff. This week we talked about one of my favorite experimental filmmakers who's very interested in the sort of liminal spaces, those spaces in between, because that was kind of our theme last week. I have to tell you, I've been having so much fun doing these. Like, I was really nervous about the first two, and like came in and just like had the best time, especially this past week, talking about my one of my favorite experimental filmmakers, Stan Brakhage, and the ways that he mines the liminal spaces, and just like, it's really, really cool stuff. And it's this Thursday, which is my birthday. So if you want to give me something really good for my birthday, oh no. I said the magic word. I should have chimed in with, and the day after that is Reverend Harold's birthday. The 20th is Reverend Harold's birthday. We're going to sing again. Oh my God. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Reverend Harold. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Okay, sorry to take up so much of your time. Bye.
All right. Thursday at 7, be there. Okay, let's see. This weekend is the Florida AIDS Walk, and Pride Lines is inviting members of our UU Miami congregation to join the fun at Fort Lauderdale Beach. I think that means this coming, yes, Saturday, March 21st. So HIV and AIDS continue to impact young people in marginalized communities, and the AIDS Walk helps raise awareness, support prevention and care, and break the stigma around HIV. Pride Lines is offering a bus from here, leaving at 7:45 a.m. and returning after the walk. You are welcome to walk or simply spend time at the Pride Lines booth enjoying the music and community and beach weather. If you'd like to ride the bus, there is a link. There may be words somewhere. No? Okay. Just talk to Reverend Marrero, and he will answer all your questions. As usual, all of these goings-on are on our calendar, on our website, on our social media, so follow us on your platform of choice, or all of them, and connect with us in any way that is easiest for you. So right now, wherever you are joining us from, we invite you to light a candle or a chalice with us. We light this chalice for the glow of becoming, for the courage to enter the chrysalis, for the grace to honor detours, and for the hope that rises when we transform together. So join me now in our unison affirmation. We say it first in English and then in Spanish, and the words are projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love, we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe, y el servicio es su oración. En amor acordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos el uno al otro.
So before we move into today's service, I want to invite us into a moment of connection. Take a breath. Look around the room. Notice the people who have gathered here today. Each of us arrived here by a path that was anything but straight, full of twists, pauses, surprises, and detours. Yet here we are, together, becoming, side by side. Let this be a reminder that transformation isn't something we do alone. It happens in community, in companionship, in these small moments of human connection. Thank you for sharing this moment. May the connections we make here nourish us as we continue exploring our theme of metamorphosis together. And now we have a message from and with our Director of RE, Jessica.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. So this is our time where I get to share a story for all ages. And so during this time, I'd like to invite any of those of you out here that are young, or of course those of you young at heart, to come and join me right up here on the steps as we sit down and read our story today about the crooked garden path. So I love the theme this month. It's all about metamorphosis and change and becoming. For me, it is ever so evident in my life because I have metamorphized, if I can use that word, into so many different things over time. And it's interesting how one thing always leads you to the next, even when it's unexpected. So let me tell you this small story. In a quiet garden behind a little house, there was a winding stone path. The path didn't go straight from the gate to the garden beds. Instead, it curved left, then it curved right, then around a small tree, and even looped past a pond before finally reaching vegetables and flowers. One day, a young child asked the gardeners, "Why is this path so crooked? Wouldn't it just be easier if it went straight?" Well, the gardener smiled and said, "That's a good question." So they walked the path together. First, they passed the apple tree where bees buzzed around the blossoms. Then they came to the pond where dragonflies skimmed the water and frogs rested on the rocks. Then they walked past tall sunflowers that followed the sun across the sky. Finally, they reached the garden beds full of tomatoes, beans, and herbs. The gardener knelt down and said, "If the path were straight, we would have missed all of that." The child looked back down the winding trail and realized something really important. The path wasn't crooked by mistake. The path was curved on purpose so people could notice the beauty along the way. And the gardener said one more thing. Growing is a little like this path. We think we're supposed to go straight from beginning to end. But sometimes life curves. Sometimes we pause. Sometimes we circle back and learn something again. How many of us have circled back to learn something over and over again? The arguments I get into, yeah, that's right. It's happened sometimes. You know, we learn things over and over again. My son says we talk in circles all the time. That's because we haven't learned something and we're still talking in circles. Well, the gardener held up a tiny seed. Seeds don't grow straight either. First, they grow down into the soil before they grow up into the light. The child thought about that. Then they said, "Maybe the crooked path is actually the right path then." The gardener smiled. "Yes, sometimes it's those detours that help us grow." So, what do you think we learned from this story today, huh? Interesting. The story of the crooked garden path reminds us that life doesn't always move in a straight line. It very seldom does. Sometimes the path curves, it slows down, or takes us somewhere unexpected. At first, those detours can feel confusing or frustrating, most of the time frustrating. But often those turns allow us to notice beauty, learn something new, or discover strengths that we didn't have. Just like the winding garden path helped the child to see the trees, the pond, and the flowers along the way, the unexpected turns in our lives can help us grow. So, kids, grown-ups, always remember that what may look like a detour might actually be the path that helps us become who we are meant to be. All right, so let's sing our kids out to the RE program where we're going to plant some seeds. All right.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
Now we get to move into a time of joys and concerns. So in just a moment, I'll step down in front of our pride flag, and I invite those of you who have a joy or a concern to share. As you do, just remember we're live streamed. Please state your name, just for those who might not know you yet. And we will look forward to all the messages that we have to come. Test, test.
Hi, thank you. I'm Sid Kasky. I've been an acquaintance for a very long time. There's members, there's friends, I'm an acquaintance. My concern is, can you hear me? You can. You can. Yeah. I want to make sure if you can hear me. The point I'm making here is that I'm going to echo chambers are somewhat dangerous in terms of they feed back what we want to hear. And my goal is to express to those who are involved with echo chambers to open it up to hear other voices. Now, I share the philosophical bent of this organization, but my concern is that it is an echo chamber. And if you want some elaboration on that point, you just corner me after the service. But the point is, I want to open up or crack through the echo chambers because it's a self-reinforcing environment that's not healthy, and that's my concern.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Christine Gregory. My joy, which I've told to some of you, is that I've been accepted into an improv cast. Which makes me feel very cool. And I think, just for context as to why this is so big for me, is that I have a long history of fainting while public speaking. And some of you may have seen some of that. And so now it may all make some sense. So I just want to say this is such a big accomplishment for me, taking on my fears. And I have some big thank yous to some people, particularly over here, particularly Reverend Marrero, who has said, come up, confront your fears. And if you fall on your face, you just sit back down and we'll help you out. And Arthur, who's always jumped in every time to help out. Actually, Arthur and I became friends before UU. We became friends through improv classes. So our friendship goes back a bit. So anyways, I want to share this big success for me. And thank you all so much for your support.
is awesome. Improv is a great way to overcome any self-consciousness and train your brain to be fast. My name's Bonnie Petticord. I am she of 1,000 joys at any given time. I think I counted 4 figural ones today. One, the glorious rain that makes the trees smile and everything looks so green and joyful. Number 2, baby ducks. I saw some yesterday morning over at Lennar, skittering around on the patio. The mother was laying there looking tired. My third joy is tired muscles. Achy muscles from being here for the ecstatic dance last night. It was awesome. It's my idea of a good time, and I could have danced all night. Something like that where people share their joy, their ecstasy, with music and light and all the souls together. People sharing joy together magnifies the joy for each participant. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Next time they do it, I hope you all come and dance and let the ecstasy flow. And number 4, I've been thinking about the chrysalis, and one thing that occurred to me this week is that the caterpillar hangs upside down when the time comes. And incidentally, that reminds me of the tarot card, the Hanged Man, which represents sacrifice in order to become something new, giving up the old. So I think as I hang upside down, I feel kind of like Houdini, breaking out of some pretty difficult old fetters. But I'm so glad to be sharing that process with all of you. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. CJ Weber here with joy and a larger concern. The joy, obviously, is getting to be here every Sunday doing the leading the hymns. Officially, the title is soloist. That's cute, but leads me into the concern I have, which is I really would love to be part of a choir again. And I don't know what well, I know one thing it's going to take. Thank you, Beverly, for the discussion prior to service. What it's going to take is enough individuals willing to give up one night a week for about 90 minutes to actually rehearse the kind of pieces that we used to do and would probably love to do again. I'm sure in this time of the rise of fascism and Trump that we would probably try to find some way to fold into the process the protest songs that, for example, Jane Thayer has been working with. These are just ideas I'm throwing out, but what it's really going to take is commitment of enough of you out there and online to be willing to physically come on in here one night a week. Traditionally it was Thursday night, but that's going to obviously depend on the needs of whoever would want to show up. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to put out there into the universe today, is that this congregation really could use a group of voices singing again. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Harold Morero here, and we are going to work on getting some music with this whole pledge drive that we're doing. That's included in there. But my joys are that recently the Florida Senate voted to fund the ADAP program, which was the program for HIV medication. And some of you came to the Interfaith Lunch and Learn, and you heard that over 16,000 people could have lost access to life-saving medication due to funding cuts in the Florida Senate. But the Senate, because of overwhelming public comment, which I know some of you all here wrote about with the public comment, and other efforts by other organizations, they actually went ahead and funded it to keep people on these medications. So it's a huge joy for us, and I'm very proud that this congregation had a part in that with their Interfaith Lunch and Learn. So thank you all, and let's hope this continues to happen across the nation.
I'm Christine, very quick. If you knew and loved our former music director, Alex Kolaitzi, and her now wife, Carly, who taught our RE classes for a year or two recently also, they just got married a couple weeks ago, and I have a card. If you knew and loved them, sign them, send them their well wishes, and we'll make sure that it gets to them. It's in the back right here, okay?
Thank you to everyone for sharing, and for those of you who didn't, for anything that is in your heart or on your minds, we share those with you. All right, we have a reading today. It is adapted from Rilke. Have patience with all that is unresolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Do not seek to force the answers. They'll come in their time. Live the questions now. Live the detours now. Live the uncertainty now. Perhaps someday, without even noticing, you'll grow into the fullness for which your life has quietly been preparing you. I want to invite you now into a time of meditation, a time to settle, to breathe, and to simply be. Let your body find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw loosen. Let your breath come home to itself. As we rest here together, I invite you to imagine your own journey, not as a straight line, not as a ladder to climb, but as a winding path. A path with curves and pauses, switchbacks in open spaces, moments of clarity and moments of fog. Each of us carries a story full of detours, places we didn't expect to be, chapters we never would have written for ourselves, lessons that arrived slowly or all at once. If you can, offer yourself a quiet kindness for all the ways that you have kept going, for the ways that you have paused when you needed to, for the hidden labor of becoming that no one else saw. Breathe in and imagine drawing in patience. Breathe out and imagine letting go of the pressure to have everything figured out. Remember, transformation doesn't always feel like transformation. Sometimes it feels like stillness. Sometimes like uncertainty. Sometimes like nothing is happening at all. And yet, beneath the surface, life is always making its quiet adjustments. Your own spirit is quietly reorganizing, healing, preparing, growing. As we sit in this shared silence, may you trust whatever season you are in. Movement or rest, clarity or confusion, expansion or cocooning, it's all part of your sacred unfolding. May this moment of stillness be a small sanctuary, a reminder that you are not alone on the winding path, and that everything you need for the next step is already within you. Let us rest here together in breath, in quiet, in becoming. Well, good morning. So our ongoing theme is metamorphosis, the deep, often invisible process of becoming. And I want to begin by acknowledging something simple and true. The path to transformation rarely feels like transformation while it's happening. Most of the time, it feels like confusion, or delay, or circling back to lessons we thought we already learned. And yet, this is the terrain of real growth. So I want to explore that terrain with you today, not as a set of instructions or guarantees, but as an invitation to be gentle with ourselves, patient with our community, and compassionate with our society as we navigate our many crooked paths. And I have to say, before I go on, Christina and I have been talking a lot, especially about the services that we're lucky enough to have the opportunity to lead. And as somebody who gets to stand up here, I choose a lot of the things based on the work that I know that I need to do, not as something that I think I've accomplished or done already and that I'm telling other people to do, but I see this as something that I know I need to work on and that I hope together we can work on. So take a look at the screen. See an image that many of us might know well. I know it's not completely legible, so I'm going to kind of dictate some of what's up there. But there's a straight line between, on the left, hard work, and on the right, success. And beneath it, this squiggly looping line of drops, challenges, setbacks, and recoveries. It's almost funny because it's so immediately recognizable. We were taught, explicitly or implicitly, that if we work hard and do everything right, our lives should follow something like that straight line. But most of us, at some point, look up and realize we somehow ended up inside that squiggly version. And sometimes we ask ourselves, what's wrong with me? Why is this taking so long? Why is it so messy? Why doesn't my life look like that straight line? Those could have been direct quotations from me. I want to say clearly today, there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the story that we're taught. Many of us grow up in a culture that teaches us to measure worth with certain metrics, like job titles, income, productivity, speed, visible accomplishments. But this next image shows two pie charts, right? The first pie chart on the top, how we're taught to measure success. It has only two slices: salary and job title. But the second chart, the one on the bottom, a better measure of success, right, is a rainbow of elements. Good relationships, good health, lifelong learning, free time, making a difference, liking what you do, financial stability. The contrast is striking. our society gives us a really narrow scorecard. And a narrow scorecard creates shame. Because if your path is non-linear, if it includes caregiving, illness, unemployment, starting over, healing, therapy, immigration, trauma, recovery, or simply taking the time that you need, then your progress doesn't count on that old chart that was on top. But on that second chart, on the one that was on the bottom, your humanity counts. Your wholeness counts. Your well-being counts. And that shift from external metrics to internal grounding is at the heart of metamorphosis. So what might real success look like? Perhaps, and that is pretty tiny for y'all, but I'm going to read this, a regulated nervous system. Not comparing yourself to others. Being able to show up for yourself. A kind inner dialogue. Letting go. That's hard for me. Knowing your worth. Authentic connections. Good boundaries. Accepting your humanness. Living a life that makes sense to you. Notice that none of that looks flashy. None of this would impress a resume. But all of this is the stuff of life with integrity. It turns out that real success is quieter, steadier. It's inwardly spacious, not outwardly shiny. When we think of metamorphosis, we often picture the butterfly, the moment of emergence, the beautiful wings, the flight. But inside the chrysalis, something remarkable happens. The caterpillar dissolves. It becomes unrecognizable to itself. It becomes a kind of nutrient-rich soup before reorganizing into a new form. From the outside, the chrysalis looks like nothing's happening. But inside, everything is happening. Because what? Consistency looks like nothing is happening until everything changes. In spiritual life, this is almost always true. Change often begins invisibly, slow, quiet, subterranean. Maybe you're in a season right now that feels like stillness or stuckness. Maybe you're in a place that looks unproductive from the outside. Please hear this. Stillness is not failure. Rest is not failure. Reorientation is not failure. Healing is not failure. Sometimes chrysalis seasons are the most important seasons of all. Maybe success looks like an iceberg. The tiny visible part above the water, you know the Titanic story, and the massive portion below the surface that no one sees. Above the line is the trophy, the achievement, the moment of celebration. Below the waterline are sacrifices, sleepless nights, meeting targets, disappointments, persistence, rejection, focus, tears, time management, growth mindset, daily goals. What people see? The butterfly. What they don't see? The chrysalis. Dark, cramped, quiet, dissolving, reorganizing, waiting. Our culture rarely honors the hidden labor of becoming. But our faith can. This community can. We can. What about a staircase with some words on it here? Maybe this image is helpful in terms of envisioning our metamorphosis path. Focus on the step in front of you, not the entire staircase. Yet one more thing I struggle with. Sometimes the staircase is too much. The whole plan, the whole healing, the whole project, the whole commitment, the whole transformation. In these moments, the spiritually faithful thing to do is simply to take one step, one conversation, one boundary, one breath, one prayer, one action, one pause. The staircase will still be there, but you don't have to climb all of it today. What about the emotional reality of detours? Yet another image shows a looping line with labels. Starting, doubting, learning, practicing, failing, feeling lost, struggling, getting it, achieving it. There's a more honest map of growth, or this is, I think, right? We don't move forward in a straight line. We cycle through phases, sometimes many times. We doubt, we hesitate, we practice, we stumble, we begin again. A winner is a loser who tried one more time. It's not really a moralistic statement. It's an invitation to grace. Trying one more time doesn't mean trying the same way. It doesn't mean pushing harder. It means staying in relationship with your own becoming. It means trusting that you are worth the effort. It means allowing your community to support you. So, what happens when we believe that transformation should be linear? Individually, we experience shame, we hide our struggles, we compare our backstage with other people's highlight reels, think social media. We rush processes that need time, we burn out. I burn out. What happens when we believe transformation should be linear in our congregation? We want new initiatives to take off instantly. We get frustrated when attendance or budgets or programs fluctuate. We expect ourselves to be the finished butterfly when we are really in the chrysalis or the caterpillar phase. But congregations are living organisms. They grow, rest, molt, reorganize. A non-linear path is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of life. So what happens when we believe transformation should be linear in society? Well, we stigmatize people whose paths include detours. People changing careers, people healing from addiction, people leaving harmful environments, people starting over in a new country, people caregiving, people grieving. We treat slowing down as a moral flaw instead of a human necessity. Metamorphosis calls us to challenge those assumptions. Our Unitarian Universalist tradition suggests a few things. Every person has inherent worth and dignity, no matter where they are on their journey. Revelation is continuous. We're always learning, always unfolding. We're interconnected. No one transforms alone. And courageous love is the center of a life well lived. If we take these seriously, then transformation is not something we achieve. It's something we practice. It's not a line, it's a landscape. It's not individual, it's communal. It's not quick, it's tender, slow, sacred, and real. One of the last images shows a nonlinear road to success, from idea to plan, execution, obstacles, self-doubt, small progress, depression, trying to stay positive, and eventually success. It's not glamorous, but it's pretty honest. So I invite you to reflect quietly for a moment. Where are you on the path today? What season are you in? What's your chrysalis moment? And what step, not the staircase, just the step, is calling to you now? Wherever you are, it's okay. Wherever you are is worthy. Wherever you are, you're not alone. Metamorphosis is not about becoming something better, it's about becoming more fully yourself. A self with more kindness, more connection, more boundaries, more compassion, more groundedness, more courage, more love. The butterfly is not better than the caterpillar. It's just simply the next faithful form. So, may we honor these non-linear paths. May we celebrate the detours and the pauses and the quiet seasons. May we hold one another with gentleness through every loop and every spiral. And may we trust that transformation, real, deep, meaningful transformation, is happening even when we cannot see it. May we walk this winding path together. As we move into our time of offering, I want to invite Reverend Marrero up, who's going to guide us in this part of the service. Thank you, Reverend Marrero.
Thank you, Ryan and Christine. Good morning. So we are in our time of metamorphosis, but we're also doing our annual pledge drive, which is called Weaving Our Future. Your pledge sustains our staff programs, strengthens our RE program, Relationship Exploration for our youth, and with this new season, we hope that pledges will support new music initiatives, justice partnerships, and campus care, and our growing digital ministry. It gives leadership the clarity to build a responsible budget and plan faithfully for the year ahead. During the time of March, we're also sharing the plate with PACT, people acting together for community together, who works across Miami-Dade County to build dignity and leadership and collective power. The organization reflects something we understand deeply here. Change unfolds when people commit to one another and act together. So your gifts today will help support UU Miami, and the gifts that we receive today will also be part of the Split the Plate. But before we continue, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our pledge drive. So you will see in the back are these beautiful little pledge packets that we said we were going to have to you all. And please grab one before you leave today. And John is going to cross you off a list, because if those are not here today, we're going to send them this via mail so they can get it. Inside the pledge packet is your pledge card. So this is what you will fill out, and you will bring this back to us on March 29th, or please before our April 19th service, which is our Commitment Sunday, where we will talk about how we did and also bring in new members during that time. But I want to share a little bit about why Dan and I, my husband and I, are choosing to pledge to this congregation. There are very few congregations in Miami-Dade with the spiritual potential of what we have here today. For my master's, I did my focus was on churches closing. It was part of something that I needed to do some research on, because I never want a church to close or sell their property. The properties that we have been given to us by people from the past. There's something that has been entrusted to us to take care of, to continue. And there are so many congregations out there due to the continued collapse of the mainline church, which we are part of, the mainline traditions, are closing their doors and selling off their properties. But I truly feel that this congregation stands in a very peculiar place because we are able to enter into a renewed era of growth and potential, considering that we are a true lighthouse, a beacon of hope for people in Miami-Dade that are anxious or that are struggling with what is happening in our communities, what is happening in our nation, what is happening in our world. It is something to be said that things are not going to get easier, even if everything changes on a national political level. We still have climate challenges that we're going to face. We have a lot of aggression that needs to heal, and we have our work cut out for ourselves as a community of faith and a community of hope. I truly believe that UU Miami is a place for us to have those difficult conversations, not just with the people that think like us, look like us, have the same, as being said, this echo chamber, but with everyone out there who wants to engage in honest conversations and who wants to try to find a way forward together and not as in our individual silos. So that being said, in the pledge packet, you will see that there are different levels of pledging, but Dan and I are committing to joining the Red Thread Pledge for this congregation, and I encourage you all to do the same. We are, well, not the same level, but do whatever feels right for you all. But we are in a very liminal space of what we are experiencing in the world and in Miami-Dade and this community, and you all, every single person here has the capacity to truly create a space for people to come and be fed and be still and enter and continue their own process of metamorphosis and their own process of becoming. So with that, please pick up a pledge packet, pick up a pledge card, and take time to consider what this place means to you. Because for me, this place is very special, it is very unique, and I cannot wait to grow with you all, grow this congregation with you all, and just truly be that lighthouse of hope for Miami-Dade. So thank you, and I hope you pick this up.
And for our closing music today, we have a song that you may have recognized before, often during graduation time, it seems, over the past 20 or so years. Kind of a nice inflection point, right? Thinking about the changes that are occurring, moving from perhaps the end of one chapter to the beginning of another. Sorry.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end that's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end that's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
So, as this chalice flame is extinguished, may we honor the winding roads that shape our lives. May we trust the pauses, the questions, and the gentle unfolding of our own metamorphosis. And may this community be a place where every path is welcomed, every step is blessed, and every traveler belongs.
As we depart, may we carry with us the truth that transformation is not a solo act. May we be companions to one another in the messy middle, in the quiet chrysalis, in the joyful emergence. May love be the light that guides each next step. Go in peace, go in hope, go in becoming. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.